Okay, this is the upstairs bedroom, my work area, and that one spot there. It's outside to the the deck, which needs work, but that's not something I need to have done now. That desk I rarely use, so that could probably even be moved out of the way, put somewhere else. My bed here, which is a sleep number bed. And I can get in and out of that okay. That's no problem. Just a wardrobe here, etc. Little dresser. So these things can be moved out easily enough if need be. One thing I kind of like to do maybe is put a better floor. Maybe get some of those what do you call them? Those flat interlocking boards that are, you get them for like $1 a square foot or something. That should be fine. At least that will make this a little easier to keep clean. And up the top there, with that stink bugs. Okay, so that's this room here. That door's okay. That's a new door leading outside. That's an old bed. That can be used, for storage. It's not totally waterproof, but it's okay. And this top area here, again, maybe that needs a little flooring. Now here's the one handrail. You can see that it's not the greatest. And it kind of ends right there. So you might just need to put another couple of studs sticking up and just get a longer handrail for there. Okay, and on this side, I need a full handrail here. It could be a rough rustic one would be okay, just a 2x4 hooked into there somehow. I should have like a railing right here, just to be able to hold on to. And let's see, that room really just for storage right now. Nothing much needs to be done with it. There's also a disappearing stairway, which some stuff can be put up there. There's nothing up there now, but just to get things out of the way, that'd be fine. Okay, now the bathroom here. Basically, it's all been drywalled. Everything basically works. So it should be okay here. This tub, well, it just needs to be clean and need a new shower curtain. Also, I have a sliding glass door that should fit it. Might be able to do that. So might be able to reuse these panels, or maybe get a new set and just do it right. That should be okay. And this is the toilet here. So I'll probably need some kind of, handrails or something, and get the commode that sits up higher, so I can sit on it at a higher level. Should be easy enough to do. I would probably need the handicap rails in the tub itself, so I can get in and out. That's going to be a challenge, but I can give myself cat baths. So that's the sink. It works. It's basically okay. The drain's a little slow, so I cleaned it out a little. It probably needs a little bit more cleaning. No big deal. So, okay. Well, that's it for upstairs here, I believe. Okay, this is the kitchen. I'm just talking for the camera. So. Okay, and washer and dryer. You can see it's connected up to that little propane tank there, which is a little inconvenient, but it works. Eventually, I would like to have the regular propane line run over here, and then there's another propane line there that's hooked up to the stove, and that goes out there. with another propane tank. And of course, eventually I want to get that done properly. What I would like to do here is reroute that line. It's already kind of crimped a little bit, but what I want to do, there's two sets of cabinets here. They're kind of old and mice have been living in them, so they need to be cleaned, but they'd be good off the floor and I can use them for storage. One of them will fit pretty well right up there, and that should just be a matter of sticking it there and done, you know. And the other one, would like to have that over here. The only problem is that line, and since it's going to be covered by the cabinet, you can just rip out that whatever you got to do and just reroute it. Simple enough, just like hooking up a gas grill or something. There's the stove. It doesn't need a little cleaning. So other than that, yeah, there's the heater there. That probably needs to be cleaned out a little bit, maybe mounted better. Maybe figure out something to do with, I guess, putting some drywall over that, finish up that. That was never quite finished. Like storage behind there, maybe some kind of a door or something. And actually back here is one kind of a problem. Won't be a problem again until cold weather. But those pipes back there tend to freeze up. Now there's some heat tape. You can see some up there. But it's not really done right. And it freezes up in the winter, so I got to keep the water dripping and stuff like that. Not really too good. So maybe something that these are all put in temporarily so they can come out pretty easily. There's three heat tapes there, but I pulled one of them loose. Actually, one of them actually heats up the water, so when I run the cold water, it comes out hot. So that's not right. But there again, that's something that I'd like to have done, but it's not a necessity. But if that can be done too, that's great. So, okay. And let's see, this sort of sun porch here. I put some insulation on the windows there, just clear tape stuff. Not great, but it keeps the draft a little bit. Then again, I'm not really worried about that too much. What I'd like to do, I think, in the kitchen here, as well as in the living room, is to kind of have an exposed beam thing where basically put some pieces of drywall between those beams up a little bit, so maybe an inch of that beam is exposed. Where the crossbars are, then maybe just cover that so it's like a large beam going across. And some parts may need to just be drywalled over where it's a little tough to do it. But basically, in my other house, you can see how that's done. It looks pretty nice. And maybe even use translucent panels and put some light fixtures in there so that it lights up a little better than these things I have. Okay. And then in the living room here, basically, I don't live in here much, but eventually I will. There again, the the ceilings, I would like to do the same kind of thing. And here, maybe even a little bit more nicely, but basically keep the beams exposed about an inch. Put maybe drop plaster or drywall in between, or some of those plastic or whatever panels that go in there, just to kind of seal that up and keep all the dust from falling through. And on the floor, there again, this is just rough plywood, but it's pretty solid, so maybe some of this kind of thing. I got that at Home Depot or something. It was like 68 cents a square foot. Doesn't have to be very good. You can probably do the whole floor for a couple $100, but yeah, it'll look a little nicer, be easier to keep clean. Don't worry about the drywall yet, because some of the wiring might need to be redone, but it's adequate as it is. But maybe to get the floors a little nicer.
You're going to move all this stuff out of here in order to do that.
Right. I think we know that. And then this side, the stairs, just whatever basically needs to be done. There's like an alcove there that kind of needs to be finished. That's just sitting there. That's nothing there. The wood stove works okay about where it is, so that's not a real problem.
About the railing.
About it. What? Yeah, the railing here from the other side, you can see it from this side just as well, maybe better, and have a railing that comes down about to that edge there, going up, and then the railing across there to block that one fall spot, and then here maybe put some more studs down to maybe about the same point as that over here, and then just fill that in and bring that rail all the way down here. As long as it's down to within gripping range, that should be fine. So I found I can get up and down the stairs, so it doesn't have to be a whole lot done, but it'd be a lot better to have it on both sides and be able to be a little more secure. So anyway, that's about it. You don't need to look outside, it's a mess.